Most people don't know that you can actually get intestinal yeast infections as well, so that's what this video is about. Yeast infection as a whole is caused by the multiplication and overgrowth of natural yeast, which we have in our bodies. Though yeast is biologically found in our body to help with the digestion of food, the overgrowth of these fungi causes intestinal yeast infections. It happens in different parts of the body, but as in the case of an intestinal yeast infection, the most common things that we see are yeast infections in men, women, and children. Whether they're vaginal, penile, oral, any of those are all signs of an intestinal yeast infection. Too many carbohydrates and the intake of too many sweets are the main reasons for having the yeast in our bodies overgrow. The lack of proper nutrition like vitamins, minerals, and fiber make these fungi multiply in excessive levels. Taking antibiotics and other conventional medicines also can contribute to the increase of fungi in the intestines, since they actually destroy the good bacteria, therefore disrupting the immune system and giving way to the yeast. When treating a yeast infection, an intestinal yeast infection, it's definitely not the same as treating a vaginal yeast infection or an oral yeast infection. The creams obviously you can't use. Also, even over-the-counter medications and antifungal drugs are also not very helpful. We've seen most progress and most help with using natural treatment. The most popular natural treatment for infections would be garlic and yogurt. Yogurt actually strengthens the immune system and gives way to the good bacteria to recuperate. So that definitely fights off the excess candida. Just make sure it's obviously plain and unsweetened yogurt. And the same with garlic. It has its own antibiotic qualities and definitely can help tremendously in treating intestinal yeast infections as well as any other yeast infection that you might have.